I can't believe what I just found. This is definitely a bucket lister right here. Never found one of these before. Alright everyone, it's about to go down. I just got permission to metal detect around a house built in 1860. I've actually wanted to metal detect this place for a couple years. The property, I believe, changed hands, or if not, I was just never able to catch these people home. And it's a very large property on several acres, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to find something. But super nice people that lived here. And when I talked to the lady that answered the door, she said somebody, actually more than one person beat me to it. She said there's probably been about 4 different people that metal detected here. It's an amazing place, and I can see why people have door knocked it. I did myself. So I'm out in a rural area today, but there's a lot of ground to cover. I guarantee they didn't find everything. So let's get out the detector, and I think we're going to have a good time. This is the first interesting find. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's kind of odd anyway. Figured I'd show it. Okay, I've been out here looking for about a half an hour. Haven't found much. Around the house there's a lot of those old brass roofing tacks that sound good, and just a lot of trash, iron, and random bits. You know, on 2 sides of the property there's a lot of melted junk where there's a lot of old burn piles. Something happened to the front of the yard. It looks like they just dozed a bunch of material around. There's like deep overload signals like all over the place. I'm not sure what happened here. And you can tell the ground's all lumpy, so maybe it was plowed at some point and they just pushed all kind of material around. But I'm here by the old barns, and down super deep I got one of the old Pond's probably cold cream lids. So this probably would have screwed on onto one of the milk glass bottles. They're kind of like this big. I found them before. So that's really the only, like probably the second most interesting target I found here so far. So I figured I'd turn the camera on and show it. But I'll keep looking around here. Hopefully we can pull out a better relic or maybe a coin. By the old barn here, and a building that has been torn down that's not super old. Looks like it's cinder block there. You can see right here, but down here there's a lot of gravel in here. I'm just pulling out all kind of weird relics like this. I'm gonna keep chasing the high tones. Maybe we'll get a big piece of sterling silver out of here. This house is pretty old. There's a lot of farm trash all over the place. This is a really tough place to metal detect, but and those brass roofing tacks are on all sides of the property. I'll keep looking though. Well, I thought the signal was going to be trash or a big old silver coin. I am in the front yard, and I dug down probably about 10 inches, getting pretty close to a foot right there. And then in the bottom of my hole, definitely the best find so far. Looks like some sort of horse tack ring, but this one's brass. That's pretty awesome. That's probably 1800s right there. That is a sweet find. Gave off an amazing signal even though it was almost a foot deep. Rang up about 93 on the T2. Kind of sounded like a $50 signal. That's awesome. Alright, continuing on. I've been out here for about an hour. There's just farm trash spread all over this place. Alright, I'm finally getting into some interesting stuff here. And nickel signal about 5 inches down in the soft soil. Kind of between the front and the side yard here. I just got what looks to be a copper utensil handle, and this is a very, very old one. I'll have to clean it up. It does look like it has some sort of pattern on it. Hard to say if that's early 1900s or late 1800s. I mean, it could even be mid 1800s, but I'll clean it up later. With this property, the pasture goes the whole way out to those trees over there, and there's mostly just junk out in that field, but I'm going to wander out there shortly, but I'm going to work this section of the yard. I'm only about 2.5 yards away from where I found that brass ring, so definitely some old relics still down in this section. I'm going to keep looking for more. So this turned out to be much more ornate than I anticipated. Look how thick that design comes off the top of this. This must have been a very fancy and expensive set of utensils back in the day. So on both sides with the floral patterns. Would have been nice to find one of these that was sterling silver. That's still pretty cool right there. Won't be able to tell exactly which set it's from because the hallmarks are on further up on the stem. So just have this piece, but I like it. I decided to take a mosey to the far end of the property just to see if I could find anything over here. I don't think there was ever any structures or anything over on this side, and this field's very quiet. There's the house right there. Pretty big wide area to search here, but really not many signals. Property goes up to that fence right there. But there's just tons and tons of trash targets all around the house, the whole way up to the front and into the back. A lot of melted material, a lot of farm trash. But man, out here for a couple hours, can't isolate a single coin signal. Just a gigantic pouch full of trash and a few interesting things as well. So I'm going to poke around this field a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go back up by the house again, and then maybe on the other side by the outbuildings. I never worked around the back side of those. Curious to see what's over there. So let's keep slugging it out, because I ain't going anywhere else today. Let's pull something good out. Okay, so I'm halfway back to the house in the field, just trying to cover a lot of ground, and I'm going to do one live here, just in case it's something good. This is like the only decent signal I've had out in this field. Sounds similar to those brass tacks that I've been digging up, but this is pretty far out in this field, so hopefully they're not the whole way out here. This isn't super deep, but it's not like right on the surface. And I left my other glove when I was changing my pinpointer battery. I left it in my car, so I'll have to dig with my left hand here. And I've been having some issues with this pinpointer. I'm not sure if it's the battery. So I may have... Oh. See, it kind of wants to false a little bit. I'll check it with the detector again. And then we'll go back in. And kick this out of the way. Yeah, it's kind of in the top portion here. In case it's something good, we want to come behind it so we don't scratch it. Oh, there it is right there. Oh, sweet. That's definitely an old relic right there. I thought it was just a piece of copper wire for a second. That's an old buckle right there out in this field. That is awesome. Brass buckle. Has probably 1800s there, so I'm glad I did that live. Just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, a really good blasting signal out here, so maybe I'll grid this little area, see if we can pull up another relic. I'd love to hit an 1800s coin back here, but hey, we'll take that. Interesting place up here. You can see that's the house down there. Man, check out that burn pile. There's not going to be any metal detecting in here. That's for sure. Just trying to see if I see any old trash. Man, it's like a thin copper wire there. I'm not seeing anything that's telling me old. A lot of modern beer bottles. This is some of this. That's a little bit older. Probably contents from the barn. Man, maybe one of these jars was full of coins. Light bulb. All kinds of stuff back here. This is kind of interesting. That is very interesting here. I'm gonna work on the outskirts, see if I can find any older patches. And I will show one thing here. I found this down under the driveway. Gave off an amazing signal. It's a thick chunk of copper. Look at that weird shape of it. It's got like a bunch of little, let's see if this will focus. See all them little scratch marks on it? It's kind of odd. No idea on that. Looks like it could have been cut off a big piece of pipe, but who knows? You can see the horses up there through the other side. Just so much debris down in through here. Might eyeball a little bit. See if I notice anything interesting, but definitely not swinging the detector in here. So while I was eyeballing over there, I did make one interesting find. Maybe one of my subscribers could do some research and tell me what was in this bottle and about how old it is. It says Wichita Falls, Texas. Bottle trade mark. Pretty interesting. And a super thick glass. Man, this got me. I'm in front here, right where the driveway comes into the main house, right up that way. And I had a solid tone and I got a coin. Oh, but look at the year on it, 1978. Hopefully the next one's 100 years older. It's been about 20 minutes since I've had the camera on, just digging loads more crap. In the center portion of the yard, a couple yards from where I parked, I got a super deep high conductive signal, and I thought, well, this could be the one. Could this be my deep bar recorder or something like that? Sorry about the road noise. I went probably about 8 to 9 inches down and I pulled this out. It looks like some sort of like ladle. Or actually, is it? Did it bust off of here? Oh yeah. Maybe it was attached on this portion here. It's aluminum, so it's not incredibly old. This is probably mid-1900s, but that was way down there. And just a yard or so over this way, I hit a patch of old gravel, so all this ground has been shifted around. But I'm pulling out a few odds and ends. I might go out into the lips are cold. I might go out into the field one more time. Oh man, I think I finally did it. I'm about 1.5 yards away from where I found that end of a utensil about 2 hours ago. I got a faint signal super deep in this soft soil. I went down like 8 inches and I see a penny in the bottom of the hole. This has got to be old. I see Lincoln on it, but this has got to be a wheat cent. Yeah, it looks like a teens one too. Maybe 1918, I don't know. But there we go. Finally an old coin. That was just, in this soft soil, there's some soft soil like this in the front and the targets are deep in it. I mean, that came off the bottom here. I picked that up with the T2, my sensitivity like in the 80s. That's about 7 to 8 inches. So I'm gonna have to comb this really slow, see if I can pull another deep coin out of here. I'm gonna check this hole again really carefully because that was actually ringing up kind of closer to 90, which is more of like a silver dime. But sweet. Let's see if we can pull something else out. So yes, the wheat penny is a 1918, making it 103 years old. That's pretty sweet. The back's a little toasty, but I can clean it up a bit more. That was funny, when I found the 1978 penny, I said hopefully the next one's 100 years older. This one's exactly 70 years older. We'll take it. I came back out into the farm field, been looking around for about 10 minutes. So far I dug a little lump of lead. There's a lot of lead out here in the field. And I just dug a piece of a little digital watch. I don't know if that's like 1990s, possibly 1980s on that. Not exactly what we're looking for, but I thought it was a kind of fun find. All right, back to digging. Alrighty, it's been another 15 minutes. You can see the house behind me there. I am out in the field and This made my day. I am so tired. I've been out here for like 4 hours just trying to find an area where there's a concentration of signals. I've worked meticulously in that front yard. The only really good thing I found just going low and slow was that really deep wheat penny. A lot of ground shifting here over the years, and the people who have detected it before probably pulled out quite a few goodies. But I'm out in the middle of the field here fighting through those brass tacks. There's a little patch back here where I dug like 4 of them in one little area. So I got out of there, and this was deep. This was almost a foot deep, and I went down and I pried it up. I thought it was just gonna be junk, but it was so deep I was thinking, man, this has gotta be old, because I haven't dug anything deep out here. And I went down, pried in with my shovel, almost a foot deep, popped it out here. I got a gun, a toy gun that is. But check that out. This made my day right here. And it's apart from a little piece of the barrel there, it's complete. Oh yeah, it's still got the trigger, check it out. So, I mean, it was way down there. I'm not sure if I chipped that little piece of the tip of the barrel off. No, it's just an imprint. I'll check the hole, but that is so awesome right there. It's got the N with the circle around it. So that's gonna be, I believe, Nichols brand. I think it's Nichols. This is a type I found before. I found a Nichols Derringer before that dated to 1961. So this is probably in and around that era, 1950s or early 60s. That is a cap gun right there. Probably some kid running around out in this field back in the day, having himself a jolly old time until he lost his sidearm. His pretend sidearm. All right, we're gonna keep looking. That makes me happy. Little bonus find in that hole. Okay, I'm actually a little bit excited by the signal. I'm probably about 2 yards away from where I found that cap gun. I got a very concise coin sounding signal, very consistent at 85. Almost hit, and man, it's hitting me. When I change direction, sometimes it'll hit 84, but it's so solid and so concise in a small concentrated target. This is certainly higher than those brass tacks have been ringing up. It's only probably about 2 inches down under here. The grass is pretty high out here. We're gonna do this live. This could be an old coin. I hope so. I'm not gonna have to go very deep here. That's for sure. So we're just gonna press in here gently, make a big round plug. If I had my hand shovel on me out here, I would have done it with the hand shovel, but we'll make do with this. Should definitely be in there. It may even be in the plug. I hate to over dig stuff, but what are you gonna do? Let me pull my knee pad up quickly. Let's check it with the detector here. Yeah, as I thought, it's in the plug, and it's still reading 85. I hope this is an old silver coin. We'll take an old penny. 85, that's borderline. It could be a worn silver dime. Who knows? I will not be happy if it's one of those brass tacks. Taking me a while. As you can see, it's not very deep. What is that? Oh, man. Just a piece of junk metal. Like pot metal. Man, did that sound good. On to the next. I have no idea what this is I just found, but it's right next to these groundhog holes. Hopefully we don't get a visitor jumping out here while I'm filming this clip. And right in between the groundhog holes had a blasting signal. I have no idea what this is. It's got some iron on it, but there's this side that is definitely copper. I have no idea what that is. It could be fairly old. It's kind of weird anyway. There's definitely a big clump of iron on the back here. It's pieces like that you got to clean up and check out before you throw it in the scrap pile, because that could be something historic there. But I don't know what it is. Back to digging. I decided I would detect the really muddy path here that does like a kind of an oval around the whole pasture. And had a blasting signal way down there in the mud. Got down about 8 inches. I had a cool relic here. It's a sample tin, or at least, you know, the lid to a sample tin of iodex. That's pretty cool. So that's definitely older there. Probably around World War II, or shortly thereafter. Alright guys, you can see the house behind me there. I am glad I came out here closer to the old road. This road has been here a long time. I can't believe what I just found. This is definitely a bucket lister right here. Never found one of these before in my 9 years of metal detecting. And I'm not certain if this is Civil War period or not, or if it's something people traveling this road had, or at this house. I'm not 100% certain. But check it out. I thought it was going to be like another old lid, something like that. Digging down in this mud path. And wowee. Check this out. It's a heel plate. And it's one of those that's got a heart design in it. That is absolutely phenomenal. I am glad I did not give up on this site. Down by this road, as you can see, there's some trash there. People pitch trash. It sits low further down in. It's like a swamp down there. But I just kept working my way over a little bit at a time. And I am so glad that I did. That is absolutely unbelievable. I thought that toy cap gun made my day. This made my day. Oh, so sweet. I'm gonna look around here a little bit longer. I thought I was going home. Scratch that idea. And if anybody doesn't know, a heel plate naturally under your old boot, right under there like that. Sweet. So the $1 million question is this from the American Civil War? And the answer is, I can't say definitively. Though these brass heel plates with cutouts were certainly used during the American Civil War, they were also used by civilians as well, and they are generally from the 1860s or 1870s. I'm going to insert a picture of a lady's shoe from the 1870s that shows one of these affixed to the bottom of it. But it's a super cool find. You can see how on the heel portion here, how it is almost paper thin and a little bit chipped off. Naturally, where all the weight from your body would push down on this portion of it, it would do a lot of wear and quickly. But given the wear on this, I would say it was probably even worn up to the late 1800s. Who knows? Unfortunately, it's not in great shape. It was dug out of that swampy area too, so it's quite corroded, but it's intact and with just a little bit of a chip, I should say. And I'm super happy to have that. I don't know what this is, but I just spent about 5 minutes digging this out, like almost a foot deep. Just wanted to see what it was. Some iron busted off of there. Is that like a smashed up bucket of some kind? That is a large piece of metal. Out here by the road, I thought it might be an old hubcap when I was digging it up, but negative on that? Answers in the comments. Okay, I had a very, very solid 77 signal here. I'm still working this path, and man, I like what I'm seeing right here. Could I have possibly found a little area here off near the main road where some troops were coming through? I'm gonna have to take a look at the maps, because right there, probably only about 5 yards away from where I found that heel plate, I got me a musket ball. That is so awesome. All right, let's keep looking in this area. I am running out of daylight. This dig was definitely not for the faint of heart. Loads and loads and loads of garbage, and this isn't all of it. And you can see my pile of the brass tacks down there that were driving me nuts around this house. But you name it, it's in there. Brass, copper, lead, aluminum, iron, and I threw this iron buckle that I found in there because that's just not wrap-up worthy, so I just set it in there for now. But now let's get on to the goodies. Stay tuned, because I'm planning on doing a video of all the sterling silver that I found metal detecting. And this doesn't include rings or coins. That's a bag of a lot of the sterling silver that I found. But that's for another video. This is just a brief recap. I set everything up here. I didn't show I found this in the video, but that's got to be the best find right there. And of course we just got this couple lids, that weird hunk of copper. I wanted to show this. I didn't show it in the video. This is like a hexagonal piece of lead. It has 6 very distinct sides, and I shoved that toothpick through the clay that's in the middle to show you that it's hollow the whole way through, and that little portion in the center. This is very heavy, solid lead. I have no idea what it's off of, but now it's a lead kebab. No idea on that one. Let me know in the comments. The utensil handle, the aluminum ladle, the brass buckles, the 3 coins I didn't show. I actually got a 1994 zinc penny in the backyard. So I ended up with 3 coins today, all pennies. And there's a look at the cap gun. Not in too bad a condition. Always like to have those. Of course, the heel plate and the musket ball, they were found close together. So, makes you wonder, could that be Civil War activity? Hard to say. And little piece of china I found in the hole has a little bit of a pattern on it there. Probably it's a little bit concave. That's probably like a piece of a cup. Of course, our digital watch. And that hunk of metal I said was iron and copper in the video. I cleaned it up. It's very bizarre. It's definitely a lot of iron on there, but you can see it's got a lot of copper as well. I have no idea what that is. Very interesting. Anyway, that was the hunt. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.